All right, it's 7 o'clock, the meeting come to order. We did the pledge earlier, so we'll just go into roll call. Russell Meeks.
Yes.
John Severino.
Present.
Therese Granger present. Sim Pageant.
Present.
Okay. So first off, I'd like to introduce our new attorney, Megan Logan. Yay, we have an attorney. Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Excited to have somebody.
Yes. All right, the first thing we have is the approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right, we have a motion to approve the agenda. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
All right, I have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Unanimous. Agenda approved. The next thing we have is to approve the bills. Do I hear a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
All right, I have a motion to pay the bills. Do we have a second to pay the bills?
It's a motion, when we paid them, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Now that we're the third, we paid them on the 10th of normal, and I gave everybody a list of what was paid.
Okay.
Okay. So then we don't get a motion to do that, because the bills are paid.
All right. Then we'll go right to the approval of the minutes. We have the minutes that were amended from October 10th, and then we have the minutes from November 14th. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes?
Okay, with the October minutes, there were some errors in them.
Yeah,
And
and she
that's what
amended them.
we thought we were going to amend them.
Yes, she did send out an amendment.
I don't know how it goes, but if, once you made the minutes, and then you should amend those minutes. But what happened, you revised the whole thing. It was just a whole other set of minutes.
No, I got the same one, I just made note where you said no, I put no response, because you raised your hand and I didn't hear you say yes. That was it. It's where you're saying I said no, you and Russell said no. Russell said no, no response from you.
Well,
That was the only thing that was-
she made, you know, the determination of whatever the yeas and the nays were, right there, you should have known.
I
So in
cannot-
other words, you're saying there was 4 votes and it was a missing vote.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
You should have caught that right away, because
It's there again, it's,
I was here. If that was the case, you should remind me that if I didn't vote, that I would have to fill out a special a form.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm here now.
Pardon?
I'm here now.
Good, okay. And also, okay, like you said, you didn't change that, it's still marked down as I voted, or I opposed this, or I didn't really oppose something, you just, you know, it seemed like
I wrote no response.
the minutes are supposed to reflect what happened.
They did, they said no
So
response.
apparently, you know, they didn't really reflect that.
I did, no response is what you
But there
had.
was a response.
But it was neither reported, nor was it seen. Nothing, you didn't say anything, so it's no response.
I did say aye, and I know I did, and I heard it on the recording. So, you know, if that's your stance, that's your stance. I have my stance also.
Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve these minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
All right, do I have a second to approve the minutes?
That's the amended version?
Yes.
Correct. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Don? Were you in favor or opposed?
I was not in favor of the minutes that didn't reflect what I,
Okay, so Tom's opposed, minutes are approved. Do you want a separate vote for the other one, or just all together?
The two, should also be admitted for last month's.
Yeah.
Did everyone understand that? That was for the amended minutes and for
And
last month's
November.
minutes.
Was everyone good with November's minutes?
I think I
Or were you
had,
opposed to that as well?
bear with me. How I was organized with font.
I need more paper because it's probably behind all the financials. We got a lot going on here.
Well, yeah, like 20-something pages.
Is it one of the 5 sheets underneath your envelope?
Under the folder.
Uh, It's embarrassing, somewhat. I put a few things together with staples with paper clips, and that was, okay, apparently, it's not that important. Seems like all right, I'm going to forego that. When I got my bag, so I did have a,
You're gonna go opposed for the November is what you're saying?
I'm not oppose that, even though I know there was something that was not right there. It could have been amended tonight, but without having to, do it next month. But we can move on.
You were good with those, Russell? The November? All right.
Okay, here it is. I'm sorry.
So just to be clear, you had one motion and a second and a vote for both October and November.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. It was just a procedural thing we're gonna.
No problem. All right, moving forward, we have the public participation. Members of the public have 3 minutes to speak to the council on a topic. There are some forms if anybody wanted to fill it out, if anybody had a comment. Did anybody have a comment this evening? Did you fill out a card? Did you put it in the box? It's like a little letter box. All right. Our first comment is from Jeremy Hill. Go ahead.
I just want to take the opportunity to thank the residents of Otter Creek as they represented the town as a whole, not only to Levy County, but honestly to the world. And I saw individuals such as Madam Mayor Therese directing traffic out in flood drains with thousands and thousands of people backed up. Vice Mayor Zim out and caring for people as well. Doug and Belinda with superhuman strength as thousands of children jumped up on their laps and told them what they wanted for Christmas. And Belinda's smile and Doug's ho 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 and them holding hands for hours upon hours upon hours. And Ellie serving sacrificially for hours and hours. And Gail for 7+ hours, standing in the same spot with taking no break. What an example for her granddaughter who was serving as well. I gotta say that I was so impressed as there were over 50 volunteers at Christmas in the Creek, and half of those were residents of Otter Creek, including Brett as well, directing traffic in the rain. And there's many others that aren't here tonight. But I want to encourage the residents of Otter Creek that I think you've encouraged not only Levy County, I think your encouragement goes forward throughout the world. They've seen it, and the world cares about you as well. So I just want to share my appreciation and honestly brag on you a little bit. I can't believe what I saw happen as the town came together, honestly, for the first time, I feel like, since I've lived here in Otter Creek. And it was an amazing, amazing experience to see all that Christmas joy. So thank you. And Joyce was there too, very much so. Joyce was foundational in that, foundational.
It was pretty amazing, I'll have to say, being with the weather the way it was. The kids were so excited and none of them were complaining. And it's just an amazing example of what can happen when people come together, because we are better together. So it would be nice in the future if more of that happened, and just to see all the love from all over the country for this small little town. And I just hope to see that continue.
And some of them, I think, complained because they was wet and cold, and their wives told them to buckle up. The kids ain't complaining. Just
Yeah, it was amazing to see such well-behaved children in such conditions. I couldn't believe it. But that's what it's all about. It really is.
Jeremy, outside of the money that you spent on the toys from Five Below, how many were donated dollar value wise?
Oh, there was over $100,000 in toys.
Isn't that incredible? Those are people that donated outside the town
From
and
around
had
the
no
world.
dog in the fight.
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
I hope it continues.
And I think we had one.
Tax write-off.
We do. We have one from Mr. Doug Standridge.
my complaint is see if we can get the county to fix the drainage in front of the water plant, my property in the city park, because when it's flooded like we got, I get every bit of drainage now from over the last quite a few years. See if they can reopen them drain pipes across the road. No, that would be highly appreciated if they will do
This was a very abnormal storm we had.
it. I know that, but what I'm saying is drain pipes are stopped up.
Right. The whole system is definitely overwhelmed through just regular times. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things here that we can inquire with the county. to see
Yeah,
if
we can definitely put in some calls. We'll have to get our clerk on that. All right, did anybody else have any comments or questions? Okay. We don't have any old business. And our new business is, did you have something?
Yes, ma'am, pardon me. Russell, I need to get from you the last 4 meetings from your reporter, please, sir. Since you haven't given me a current update.
Okay.
So it's not wrong old business or?
We didn't have-
Speaking of the recorder, because of these discrepancies in the minutes and what really happens here, I would like to say that we reinstate.
We have now that there's cell phones and it's being recorded right now on the cell phone.
Your phone?
No,
Town.
the town hall cell
Okay.
phone.
And that's going to be,
Standard.
is going to be transferred to any
Yeah,
other device?
It will be transferred to the desktop, as well as it will be uploaded to the Google Vault, as well as to Mobile's Vault. So we will have it in 3 different places.
Excellent, much appreciated.
yeah. Trying to make improvements as we go along. All right, anything else? Okay, we'll go on to new business, which is filling the vacant council seat. As you see, there was 2 letters of interest that were put in.
Okay, there were 2 letters put in, but that doesn't disqualify anybody else from being nominated.
Well, the procedure is to put in a letter of interest, and they had until December 15th to do so.
But that can't be a requirement, you know, I mean, certainly we can ask for it, but that means that everybody else who didn't put in that by December the 15th, they're not eligible to be nominated?
I mean, I don't know that that's a charter requirement, but I think that was the town's process for selecting someone was, and it was posted, and I mean, that was the response, was to submit a letter of interest.
No, I don't think it's in the charter.
No, I don't
sure
disagree
it's
with
not.
you.
Okay, so does that mean everybody else is not able to be nominated?
No, I don't think it
Okay.
does.
Yeah. Right.
But when do we have a cutoff?
Well, I mean, I think what he's suggesting is you already had a cutoff for your letters of interest, and obviously someone who is interested, you would think would submit a letter of interest.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think there's a prohibition, an outright prohibition on nominating someone that did not put in a letter of interest.
Should we do that tonight?
I mean, again, one would think if they're interested, they would be here and or express their interest.
So we table this until next month's meeting?
No, I don't think so. I think you have your letters of interest, and if he's suggesting there's someone else, I think it's up for
Wants
consideration.
to make a motion?
Well, I make a motion that we appoint Miss Lynette Preston. She was elected and she ran in the last election.
All right, I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Do nominations have to be seconded?
I don't think you have to have a second.
Because you certainly, the
nominated.
second was nominated.
All right,
I mean, it's a requirement, fine. but
all in
you have to
favor?
be consistent.
All in favor of Lynette Preston?
Aye.
All right, all opposed? Aye.
I make a motion we look at Carl Davis.
All right, all in favor of Carl Hughes? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
All right, the seat sits vacant. All right, and the next thing we have on the agenda is the notice of election. So Otter Creek has 3 council seats that will be coming up. The qualifying dates for the seats are January 22nd, 12 p.m. through January 26th, 12 p.m. The election date is April 2nd, 2024. The books close March 4th for the April 2nd, 2024 election.
I question that 3 seats, because you're including me in that. You assigned me a 1-year term, and you can't do that. You don't have the authority to do that. Not to mention the fact that if you look in the charter, it specifically says that whoever was appointed is subject to that. I'd like a legal opinion on that from you and from the Attorney General and the Division of Elections if we need it.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with the little backstreet, but it was a 3-way tie. You know, okay.
I don't.
Okay, it was a 3-way tie.
Okay.
And the way the elections are, 1 year, 3 people are, and then the other one is 2.
Sure.
So, because of a resignation, this election cycle, we had to place 4 people there. Okay, so that means to keep up the 2-year, 3-year cycle, one of those people would have to just serve 1 term.
When they ran the election, they didn't run it correctly
So,
and didn't
let's
list
say
one of the
3-way
seats as
tie.
a 1-year term, and that's why there was the confusion. They weren't proactive on the situation.
And so normally it's done by some random, some random way. This time they didn't do it, and the mayor seemed to think that she could just pick
That's for
someone to
something
do that.
different.
So since there was a resignation this term, to me, that would negate having to have a person serve 1 year, since they were all duly elected, and now so this election cycle will be going back to the 2-3. Coming up, there will be 2 seats available, and that's what we were trying, that was the whole,
When I asked her
that was the whole
yesterday,
reason
she said,
to do that 1 year term, it was to get back to the 3-2 cycle.
if we had an election coming up with a resignation, the person who filled it even tonight is only going to tote it until April, whereupon they have to go to an election.
Yes, but that doesn't exist here.
It does, because at the time that she was still in office, we still had your 2 seats
It was
coming
just-
up in April.
And it was the same standards as it was the previous election.
Okay, so
It was the same, can I finish? It was the same standards as then, but the elections took place. The election went and took place, and there was no regards of a appointed seat, a non-appointed seat, or no other seats. It was just 3 people or 4 people ran for 4 seats. And they didn't clarify, they should have clarified when they did the listing for the positions to run, was one of them was a 1-year term. They did not specify. It
And that
was not
was the
specified.
person that was appointed.
It was not specified in the election. It wasn't specified in the election.
It's in the charts.
they did
But the
not,
clerk didn't label it during the election, so it was done improperly.
they never expected a 3-way tie.
The
That's
3-way
what's
tie
wrong.
has nothing to do with
Absolutely.
it. It wasn't advertised correctly as being a 1-year term, which is the way it should be, which is the way it's gonna be in this election when there's an open
She
seat.
has her homework to do.
And I will do that. I mean, obviously, it suggests in an even year, which we're coming into, 2 people are elected, you have a vacancy. So I absolutely agree with Ms. Belinda that when you have a vacancy and that seat is filled by the council, that individual is subject to election in the next upcoming election. So for that reason, you should have 3 people up for election in this even-numbered year. But I understand what you're saying, and
It was 3 last year.
I understand, and I understand what you're saying, and I obviously, I don't know the history, and I'll look into it. I'm just saying, as far as where we sit currently, 3 people will be up for election in 2024. The vacant seat, and then the 2 that should be up in even-numbered year.
Okay, so how are you going to resolve the 3-way tie?
We'll have to look
She
into
has to
that.
look into it and she'll get back to you.
Well, I'll have to look into that. I mean, I can't answer that sitting here not knowing what seat was what.
I understand
Sure.
100%. But the problem is, January is the qualifying time.
Understood.
So that's going to cause a big problem.
Sure.
If we don't resolve it soon.
We will get it resolved soon.